There is renewed concern tonight about what we're leaving behind in Afghanistan. Let's address that issue with the member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, Tennessee's Marshall Blackburn, and a former CIA Chief of Station Fox News contributor, Daniel Hoffman. Thank you both for coming back tonight.
Sure. Thank you.
Senator, I want to start with you. This is what Secretary of State Blinken had to say today about leaving folks behind.
Let me be crystal clear about this. There is no deadline on our work to help any remaining American citizens who decide they want to leave to do so, along with the many Afghans who have stood by us over these many years and want to leave and have been unable to do so.
All right, Senator, we want to think that that is going to be the case, but we also have the president saying unequivocally August 31st is the deadline. You guys have been briefed. What are we to make of this?
What we're to make of this is it was one of the world's worst press conferences that the Secretary of State held today. It was not a confidence builder, and it is more weak leadership coming from this administration. We want to hear clarity on the number of people there. DOD can tell you how many members of the armed services have been vaccinated. They can tell you how much weaponry was left at Bagram Airfield, but they cannot tell you how many Americans are in Afghanistan, nor can they tell you how many SIV holders there are that are waiting to get out, or when and how they plan to get them out. The Secretary of State did not give specifics. What he did was cause greater concern by people that were watching that, and it is an erosion of trust that our allies are seeing in this administration.
I want to put up again that advisory that we've gotten tonight from the U.S. Embassy there in Kabul. It says U.S. citizens who are at the Abbey Gate, East Gate, or North Gate now should leave immediately. They're also being told, Daniel, not to go to the airport at all unless they have a specific connection that is going to assure that they can get there. I want to play something, too, that Peter Doocy, in an interaction he had during the White House briefing today about exactly who we're dealing with in trying to get those people to the airport.
Why haven't we heard the president say the United States does not negotiate with terrorists? Is that still the U.S. policy?
Well, of course it is, Peter, but I would also say that there's a reality that the Taliban is currently controlling large swaths of Afghanistan. That is a reality on the ground.
So, Daniel, you've been in the field. You've been on the front lines of these situations. What do you make of where we are tonight?
I mean, it's just extraordinarily frustrating. We've got a threat to our people there, Americans in Afghanistan, not just in Kabul. I mean, they're in an ISIS kill zone right now. And what we should be able to do is eliminate that threat. And we also should be able to have a plan to get our people out of harm's way. It seems we have neither. And this administration is sticking to an artificially imposed deadline rather than a conditions-based policy where we are committed to getting our people out. And that is reaping these results that we're seeing right now, and I fear it's only going to get worse.
It sounds like the American people feel that way, too. USA Today's Suffolk University poll, do you believe Afghanistan will become a haven for terrorists targeting the U.S.? 72% say yes, 14% say no. Senator, what is your worry moving forward? The president has said, listen, we're still going to be able to monitor what's going on in that region, but we know we are losing valuable assets and partners on the ground. Most of them probably feel completely betrayed and abandoned by the U.S. at this point.
Well, yes, and the security moms are back in full force. Crime on the streets, what is happening in Afghanistan, our national security, they're very concerned about this. They do feel like that Afghanistan will become a haven for terrorists and terrorist training. Also, people are beginning to pay attention, Shannon, to what is happening with China and looking at China's interest in this. China telegraphed that they were going to be involved with this. They had the Taliban leaders to Beijing 3 weeks ago, had a big picture made together. Of course, they want that land route from China straight into Tehran. Tehran wants China to make affordable military equipment for them, and they're going to be aiming that at us and Israel. So it is a very dangerous place and is getting much more dangerous by the minute. Our military, God bless them, they have a plan. They could deal with this, but the commander-in-chief is not acting like the commander-in-chief and the leader of the free world. He is turning his back on our military and our citizens that are on the ground in Afghanistan.
They are doing amazing work, and we know that they are under really terrible conditions. I mean, Daniel, while I'm sitting here, my phone is lighting up because, like all of us, I've got someone there who's trying to get people out, and we're all watching this. He says now that he has no confidence that the Taliban will let anybody out that is Afghani, whether they're a civ, whether they are somebody who are an ally and worked with us, whether they're friendly. They're not going to let them leave by the Kabul airport. So what are we to tell them now?
We are watching Afghanistan being transformed into a terrorist state. The Taliban has sheltered and provided sanctuary for al-Qaeda for years. It is a petri dish of terrorist threats to our nation, and right now our military is there, but not with the kind of force that we once had. Remember, we gave up Bagram Air Base and withdrew our military. That's what started all of this. And what I would also highlight is we negotiated the Doha settlement back in February of 2020. That was the time for us to start thinking about how we're going to get our people out and how we're going to get out our Afghan partners who are in harm's way. And we didn't do that, and we withdrew all of our capability. We don't have an intelligence footprint. We don't have a military kinetic capability like we used to. And again, we're seeing the results of that very failed policy over the past few months.
Well, again, the administration assuring the American people that none of them are going to be left behind and that our allies and friends will find a way to get them out as well. And we hope that is all accurate and true. The world is watching. Senator, Daniel, great to have you both.
Yes.